Hello, everyone. We are recording. Fantastic. Y'all, you should know how hard it has been, the difficulties we have had getting together to tape this episode of our Lunch and Learn. Let me cut right to the chase then. I'm here with Mackenzie Mondesir, Mac to his friends, although I love the name Mackenzie Mondesir, and I say it every time I can. But we're here today to talk about the For the Culture Festival that's coming up this coming weekend in Topeka. Mackenzie, hello, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Stacey. I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing good. I feel without exaggeration, we have talked every day for the last 3 days.
we have, we tried this on was that Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday?
Something like that.
Something like that.
Friday and then Sunday and then so we're here. And I know you were in the final throes, the final push to get this all planned.
Yes, ma'am.
So the first question that I ask everybody, I know it's a little early because we're taping this a little early. What are you? Do you have lunch plans? Are you eating well, Mac?
No, not eating well, not sleeping well. Going on fumes, Stacey. Going on fumes, but it feels good still. So that's all that matters. The energy's behind it still. I'll be all right. I am taking a whole week next week though.
Okay, good. Good. All right. Well, Mac Mondesir, okay, he's a commercial and business banker, business owner, DEI leader, and mentor, serving on several executive and leadership boards in the Topeka area. He is also very passionate about helping minority-owned businesses learn how to monetize on their passions and creativity. With over 22 years of experience in the banking and financial service industry, Mac is a strategic innovator and a problem solver. His focus is on building robust relationships to improve communities and reduce the racial wealth gap. I brought you on here today because of the For the Culture Festival that's taking place this weekend coming up in Topeka. So think of this, as we've said before, think of this just as your 30-minute commercial about For the Culture. So tell us what it is, and then we'll back up and figure out how it all came to be. So just give us what's the elevator pitch of what's going on.
Absolutely. So For the Culture Fest, it's really more than a festival. It's an organization that is here to celebrate and educate on African American culture through art and tradition. That's just plain and simple.
All right, and it starts.
Actually, we have a kickoff gala on Thursday, the 27th at 5 to 11 p.m. We have an amazing keynote speaker by the name of Maggie Anderson, who will be our speaker. We've got Justin Aaron, who is from the top 8 of season 22 of The Voice. We've got Eugene Williams, who's also going to be one of our amazing speakers. We've got an auction, lots of entertainment, just dancing. We're also doing a scholarship giveaway to 3 deserving high school students that just have been creative and excellent all year. So,
but not everything's on Thursday. So Thursday is the gala.
Yeah. And then the festival itself is going to start on Friday, the 28th. So this Friday, the 28th, and then it goes until Sunday, the 30th.
So there's events that are going on Friday. Then there's different things going on Saturday and all that stuff.
Yes, correct. So on Friday, we will open things up around 4 p.m. with some amazing speakers, the national anthem, of course, the Black national anthem. We then have some vendors, food trucks, and some amazing performances. We've got a young lady that I just love to death. Her name is Sophie Hayes, who will be, I believe, opening things up. She's from Kansas City. She's just got such a soulful voice. We've got a couple of other local talents, and then we've got our headliner on Friday, who goes by the name of Biz Who, but his full name is Brandon Busy Evans. He actually was at the Travis Kelce festival a few months ago, and
okay.
So it was pretty cool. So he wanted to do this for the culture. Then on Saturday we have a fitness and a yoga session, I think starting at 9 in the morning. Then we've got a health panel sponsored by Stormontville and Kansas Black Health Initiative. That's starting at I believe right after, so right at 10, and then we've got a business panel sponsored by our main presenting sponsor, which is a CBW Bank, and then I will be on that business panel as the person talking about building a better banking relationship with your bank. So, and then we've got just some other amazing panelists on both panels. And then from there, we've got 2 historical bus tours that will take people throughout Topeka. Just so much amazing, rich history here that I didn't really know about until a few years ago myself.
Right.
We've got an art gallery that's taking place down the street at a theater called the Jayhawk Theater, where I believe we have up to maybe 35 Black visual artists, from photographers to sculptures to just all kinds of amazing art. And then the 3 kids that are also part of the scholarship giveaway will also be there as well, showing off their art. And so again, the purpose is to try to help them sell their art and just get more exposure. And then from there, again, the Evergy Plaza will open up. Lots of amazing food and vendors, and then just a full lineup of just activities back to back to back. We've got jazz, we've got hip hop, we've got soul R&B. On Saturday, as far as performances, we've got Steve Massey, who has a organization called It Takes a Village that will be performing. We've got just people from all around this amazing state. But most importantly, well, everybody's important, obviously, but we have this amazing headliner who was also on The Voice, that agreed to come down to Topeka and be a part of this, by the name of Jershika Maple, who is blowing up the charts right now. Gospel singer, but she sings a little bit of everything else. My goodness. Then Sunday, we have our gospel hour, we call it. And we are starting things off with an amazing saxophonist called by the name of Javel Rome, who is just doing some great things with a saxophone. I mean, he's such a cool vibe to him.
Right.
So he'll open up on Sunday, and then we've got 5 church choirs performing. We've got Steve Massey again that will be doing a praise dance. We've got my goodness, we've got Justin Aaron, who again will be performing on Sunday. We got lots of comedy on Saturday and poetry. Oh, just a lot.
Yes. See, and I wanted you to run through like the fact that there's things on Thursday and there's different things on Friday and Saturday and Sunday, to give people a sense that this is not just a gospel concert, or this is not just a concert. It's not just music, but there's also talking about business and talking about health, and that there's like a wide variety of events that are going on throughout the entire weekend. So thank you for taking the time to sort of run us through everything. Now, this is a huge project, right? And so the reason why I'm talking to you is that it is like, where did this idea come from to do this? What was Mackenzie doing 5 months ago that suddenly this is where we're at now, or a year ago, or 2 years ago, or whatever it was?
No, you're right. 5 months ago. So what happened about actually 6-7 months ago is that I approached a gentleman by the name of Rodney Harmon, who I met a few years back, and he has a podcast called Black Mentors, and his whole narrative is to make sure that we could keep our narrative going, right? To keep showing the positive light to who we are as a people. And I've always admired him for doing that. And so, I approached him. I approached many other amazing leaders in our community. And I said, hey, look, there's so much great momentum going in Topeka to celebrate different cultures. I've got an idea, how about we create a organization where we not only help to celebrate us, but we could also educate on who we are as a people. And so our pillars, I should back up a little bit. Our pillars are empowerment, education, mental and physical health, and business literacy. And so with those pillars in mind, I figured, let's start off with just enjoying everything about us as we look at different ways to create programs throughout the year. But really, Stacey, this for me probably started way before that. I think back in 2019, 2020, I had a chance to go through a program called Leadership, where I got to learn all about Topeka, but most importantly, I got to learn about Black Topeka. I got to really learn a lot about Brown versus Board, Tennessee Town, so much rich history here, like I mentioned. But one of the things that really stuck out is the Bottoms, which was considered the Black business district back in the 50s and 60s. And so, due to urban renewal, it got shut down. And so,
Mhm.
it just always resonated with me. And then after learning about, just Topeka as a whole, I decided to get involved. I got involved with Downtown Topeka Inc. as a board member. I got involved with another organization called the Omni Circle Group, and their mission at the time was to, really unite and strengthen the community. And I just felt like it was speaking to me. And so,
We've had
around the same,
Michael. I've had Michael Odubaton from Omni Circle on.
yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. That's just like a brother to me. And so at the time, I actually COVID happened. And so of course, we're all going through our own little mental health situations.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and as a small business advocate, I just started seeing a lot of small businesses having to shut down their doors. And I just, learned a lot about the PPP loan process,
Mhm.
and I decided to reach out to as many that would listen, trying to explain to them how it works, how they need to have their paperwork in order. Because my segment at the bank, right, I serve businesses that, have multi-million-dollar a year profit or revenue. And so these other ones, I really didn't really know much about how they're suffering until I started hearing more about it. So I just went around and just literally help them get their paperwork in order, and just educate as much as I could. And it was rewarding, right? And then from there, I remember I found this app called Clubhouse, and so I was on there, just doing the same thing. It's an app where you use your voice to network, right? And so we built these rooms. You could build these rooms, and you're just talking to random people and say, "Hey, I'm a business banker. Here's how it works." Next thing I know, we have like 100 people in these rooms, like where people are like, "Oh, I love what you're doing. It's great. I want to help." I'm like, "Oh, you're a doctor? Okay, we'll talk about health. Oh, you're a lawyer? Talk about legal stuff. Oh, you're a marketing person." It just literally like just became so contagious. And then I met this amazing young man named Jaquel, who was a musician, and because of him, I started like learning more about musicians are creatives, but they're also a business, right? And they just don't really know how to monetize on their passion. They're just so great at creating, but don't really know how the business side of things work. And so I
Hmm.
took him thing to really help him grow as a person and as a business owner. And next thing I know, I'm getting involved with all kinds of different musicians from all around the country, and that became contagious, of course. And I fell in love with music all over again, but not as someone that's wanting to make music, but someone that's wanting to help.
The business
Uh,
side.
yeah, the business side of music. And then all of a sudden, I had ideas to do events and create all this fun stuff, and so yeah, I think being here in Topeka, and just seeing how things have kind of changed through the last however many years. I just wanted to do my part and do something great. So then Rodney Harmon was one of the first people I reached out to and told him about my vision, and he was like, "I'm on." And then I started meeting other people, and he brought some people on, and Mr. Alonzo Harrison, another great leader in the Topeka community. He was 100% behind it. And of course, I visit Topeka, downtown Topeka, because I'm involved with a
Right.
lot of stuff there. They wanted to also create more opportunities for different cultural events as well, right?
Right.
Because we've got that big push with Momentum 2027, and I just felt like God was calling me to be involved, and so that's how it started.
That's incredible. So I love this idea that you just sort of kept finding yourself in these spaces, learning more about different things and the music industry, or this chat group during COVID, and so this germ of an idea just continued to grow. And
Yeah.
so, what made you say we're going to do a 4-day festival? Or is it just that you knew that many people and you're like, we can't do it in one day? And why the heck not? Let's just aim for the stars. Let's just do it. Let's just
No,
go.
Stacy, I'm
I love
very
that. That
ambitious.
defines my life. I have said yes to some things, and like I get 3 months in, and then, what the heck did I say yes to?
That's happened
Okay.
too. That's happened too, right? But I think a lot of people saw this as a 1 day parade, festival. but just wanting to create something just completely different, right? Because we did research different Black festivals, right? We researched, a lot of them are one day, right? A lot of them are mostly focused around food and music.
Right.
But I think for us it was that, but also too to kind of just celebrate a whole lot of other things that were about, right? The arts, the health aspect of it, right? The business aspect of it.
Right.
And so, just trying to fit all of that into one day would not be possible.
Right.
I mean, even it should have been a 5-day festival, but again, we're gonna keep shooting for the stars. There's plenty more years to come.
There's
But
next year.
yeah, there's next year. And so yeah, it was just trying to make sure that we had enough time to get all the things that we wanted to accomplish then.
Now I want to back up and I want to focus a second on one aspect, the business idea, because like for example, I have had Michael Ojibatan on, and I know he works in the Topeka area. Or there's a woman named Danetta Watson out in Wyandotte County. There's Sheila Ellis Glasper out in the Flint Hills area. There's Christina Long down in the Wichita area. So this idea that, and you are a business banker by trade. That is your day job, right? Is dealing with. Mm-hmm. And so one thing that I've heard time and time again, and you even kind of said it just here a couple minutes ago, is that Black businesses, Black entrepreneurs, when they are approaching banks, that there's a need to sort of help get paperwork in order. That seemingly that somehow in our culture that there's an education gap, or there's a space, there's a niche where it's like, well, we need to help our people make sure that we know how to sort of compete. So what have you found in that area?
Yeah, all right, so I'm gonna probably back up to the COVID days, right? I recall meeting this young man who owned a detail shop, like a car wash detail shop.
Yeah.
And so I'm getting my car clean. It took like 2 hours, right? And so I'm just sitting there, just watching and enjoying conversations. And so I finally had a chance to run into the owner, and we started talking about the company, right? And I told him what I did for a living, so he was more than willing to open up to me. And so after learning more about him, he had been around for like 8-9 years. And the first question was, if he owned a building, and he said no, he had been renting since that long. And then I asked how much was he renting a month, and he told me, and I was like, oh my God. And just kind of looking up the area and Googling like the comps real quickly. I just kind of shared with him like, he could have owned this building by now, by the time that you've been renting it. And he kind of was shocked, right? And I'm like, well, yeah, this is what we don't do well, is
Right.
we don't own, right? We rent and not realize you could be paying half the rent and building a legacy for yourself, building,
Right.
stuff. And then I asked, well, did you apply for a PPP loan yet? He said, nah, man, the man ain't gonna give me no money. I'm like, well, why not? you know? And so it's like, how how it is. They just won't. I'm like, well, no, tell me why. Because that's what I do for a living. I consult,
Yeah.
I ask questions, I dig really deep. And so basically at the end of that conversation, I realized, he just didn't have his paperwork in order. He didn't know how the PPP loan worked. And so I helped them to understand the process. I helped them understand, while you're running away from $5,000-$10,000 in taxes, you're missing out on over $150,000 or whatever it was at the time, between money you could get back for yourself and all of your employees right here.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
Shut down, you're struggling, this and that, but the government is making it possible for you to stay alive, and you're not taking advantage of that. And I want to know why, and so it's like just making them feel like, oh my God, yeah, I didn't think about it that way.
Right.
And then on top of that, once your paperwork is in order, right, you can go and buy another location or buy this building, and now you're building some more wealth for yourself. And
Right.
so that's what it is. It's just really, like you said, it's helping our people to understand like what's possible, and unless there's somebody to show them, they won't know.
My background is not in business. My background is in art history. That's what my degree is, art history. And then I went out and got a degree in sign language. But with this job, I have found myself time and time and time again with hearing from people like you that is such a crucial need in our community. right? That Black women are some of the fastest, the fastest growing entrepreneurship group, but just needing to make sure that we know what money is out there, and then how to get paperwork in order to get the money. Because I also know, because like, for example, David Toland, Secretary of Commerce, has also been on this lunch and learn. And soon after I got this job, he pulled me aside and said, listen, we have got a crap ton of money. And we looked at who got the money, and we realized that Black people didn't get the money. And so from the Department of Commerce's side, they're like, well, we don't know how to reach people. Like, so if this example that you just gave me, the guy was like, oh, I'm not going to get any money. Meanwhile, Commerce is like, we want to get money.
It's out there.
So yes. Like trying to get those two sides of the conversation connected to each other has been something that I've stumbled upon, and trying to find the people who are doing that work. So thank you for doing that work, because I know it's needed. Then now you also talked about, and I know this because I'm involved with KBLC, so I know the Black Health Initiative is doing the health panel on Saturday morning. So there's going to be a business panel on Saturday afternoon.
Yes.
Well, let's go back to business for a second. So who else is on the business panel? Like sort of flesh that out.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, business panel. We've got our moderator is Angela Prawley. One of our business owners is actually HDB Construction, which is the longest civil running Black construction company in the state of Kansas, owned by Mr. Harrison. We also have a female construction company on as well, Renita Harris, owner of My Company Inc., who's also a sponsor. They're both sponsors. Actually, HDB Construction is another presenting sponsor. I think I forgot to mention that. So thank you to those organizations. And then we've got Glenda Washington from the Greater Topeka Partnership, who will be on the panel serving as a resource. And then, like I mentioned, we've got myself serving as a business banking partner to just, talk about we're here. We want to help.
Yeah.
We want to build relationships with business owners. Yeah.
And then the health panel is that morning. And you said there's going to be a yoga class. And I love me some yoga. And then the health panel. Yeah.
I am sorry, but I don't remember all the names for the health panel at this off the top of my head. But I know Felicia Glass is moderating. We've got a couple of experts, physicians and people from Stormont-Vail. We've got, obviously, the Kansas Black Health Initiative is involved. I just cannot remember all the names off the top of my head. So I'm sorry.
I know you've got a lot going on right now. I know you have a lot going on right now. No, that's great. All right. Well, what I will do, because we're almost here on time, and I just really wanted to give you an opportunity to talk about the festival, enumerate all the things that are going on, and you've said it, but I want to make sure we say it very clearly. Where are the events on Friday, Saturday, and happening? And Sunday happening.
So the gala will be at Townside Plaza, which is down the street from Evergy Plaza, where the majority of the festival is taking place. Evergy Plaza, which is I want to say 630 South Kansas Avenue, but if you Google Evergy Plaza, you'll be able to find it in Topeka, Kansas. And then the art gallery is only on Saturday from 11 till 7 p.m. And that's at Jayhawk Theater. And so if you Google Jayhawk Theater, it's right across the street. Again, come out, come support, come buy a piece of art, come eat some food. Let's help our Black businesses, thrive. And so that's the goal.
Gotcha. And then so all the events on Sunday, it will be back at Evergy Plaza as well?
Yes. And everything on Sunday is at Evergy Plaza.
Okay. Yeah. I just want to make sure.
I wanted to say we're actually planning on highlighting Nicodemus as well. So we've got some surprises. We're playing a game called Kahoot. I don't know if you've ever played Kahoot before, but it's a trivia game which we'll have on the marquee board downtown. And basically, winners will be shown on there, and we got prizes, merchandise to give away. So yeah, it's a lot of great activities. So
you have planned yourself one heck of a weekend, my friend.
That's how I like it.
Well, I will be there definitely for all the events on Saturday. I'm looking forward to it. This is, since we're recording this, I'm not dropping these in the chat, but this will go on YouTube in about a half an hour, about an hour or so. And I'll put the links to the For the Culture website and with details about what's going on, and so people can. And I should also say this is like a free event. Yes.
Oh yes, well, the gala is not free because it costs a lot of money, but the festival itself, it's all free at Evergy Plaza in the art gallery. But we do want you to spend some money and support others. But yeah, it's free to get in.
Gotcha. Free event. I mean, you can't get away. You can't get around free. I mean, is there anything better than a free event?
Yeah, no.
Fantastic. All right. So I want to just definitely, I will put I'll put links to the website information in the description box down below. And thank you so much, Mac. I know. And I'm going to check up on you next week to make sure that you've gotten some, like a salad or something, because you're probably just running out.
I've got a goal. Yeah. So I've got a goal to do a fitness show for the first time in my life before I hit 50. I'm not close yet, but it's been the hardest thing to train for. And I think I'm just gonna do it after this festival. I think I'm just gonna, just like I thought about this festival, I'm just gonna roll up my sleeves and do a fitness show. So yeah, that's just the way I
have done those. And props to you, man. Woo! Yeah. Yes, I will cheer you on while I eat my donut and drink my beer, because I'm like, I think I just love bread too much. I think that's what it just comes down to. I'm like, I love all the things. I love all the things that you're not supposed to love.
Right.
But if I could live on boneless, skinless chicken breasts and steamed vegetables, I could probably. No, I couldn't do it. Who am I kidding? I could never do it.
Only like 3 months, Stacey. It's not even that long. I mean, it's I eat anything too, but I just don't eat it every day.
Yeah. Again, props to you. I will cheer from the sidelines.
That's all I need. Just motivation.
There you go. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. Mac, thank you for taking the time. I will look forward to seeing you on next weekend. And please, everyone, come check out, if you're in the Topeka area, come check out before the Culture Fest, Evergy Plaza, downtown Topeka, free, all kinds of things. Come learn something, bring your friends, bring your family. And we will see everybody on Saturday. And then thank you. I'll see everyone next Monday.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Appreciate the time.
All right, thanks. Bye.
All right, bye.